Welcome back to the Big West Tournament presented by the Collegiate Conference Series. I'm back with co-host Sleeper. The Big West Tournament continues. Number 5, CSU Northridge, 5th place out of 6, playing in the conference tournament final against 3-seeded UC San Diego. Both upset the number 2 overall seed in the tournament in Game 7 overtime last week to escape into the final. And Sleeper, we've got a big match on our hands now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some great parity for both of those teams there. I mean, both of them won in Game 7 overtime, like you said, making it to the conference championships. And for both of these teams, this is a chance to go dancing for, I believe, the first time for both of these programs. So it's a big game on the line, and you don't want to leave your championship fate or your championship life up to fate. You want to try and take it into your clutches of your hands as much as you can, and at least try and get the win to automatically get a bid into that CCS championship.
Yeah, neither of these two teams have played in the CCS championships before, so this will be a first time for whoever wins this series. So somebody is about to leave that never made the tournament club, Sleepers. So we'll find out who here in about 45 minutes or so, who gets to be that next member off of the list so that never made the tournament club.
Yeah, we'll have I'd say we'll have quite a few fresh faces in the CCS championship, but we're going to be confirmed at least one here at the end of this. We will determine at least one more team to make it to the CCS National Championship playoff bracket, and we'll have to see who will be able to come out on top here.
Yeah, we had 2 schools already leave that club a couple of days ago. Michigan State beat Maryland last night, and Middle Tennessee State beat FIU last night, and then Stephen F. Austin beat UCRGV a couple of nights ago. So those 3 schools recently have left that never made the tournament club. They're all 3 dancing for the first time. Now we're about to have a 4th member leave that club.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great showings here for the new season of CCS Season 5 that we have, and it'll be exciting going into that national championship bracket, because it seems like every season this tournament just keeps getting more and more stacked, and bringing in new schools as well. I mean, this season alone, we have Ball State Black. I mean, we have Michigan State Green, and a few other amazing schools. Those are just the standouts, in my opinion,
Mizzou,
for this season.
Michigan State, Ball State. You know, I'm trying to work my magic for summer. I'm talking to a couple of big programs, hoping to, get some magic to happen, to get some more big programs involved in CCS this summer. But the goal is 200 schools. I think it's possible. But either way, Sleeper, these players are ready to roll. The Big West Tournament, it's time to conclude it. CSU Northridge, UC San Diego, one team is headed to the CCS championships for the first time ever.
Yeah, it'll be very exciting here. We'll have to see who will be able to go dancing. We have a best of 7 on our hands. Only one team can move on.
The Tritons of UC San Diego, they upset Fullerton in Game 7 just a couple of short nights ago on Sunday, I believe it was, in overtime in that 7th game. And then Jonas and I called the Cal Poly CSUN game a couple days ago, and that went to Game 7 overtime. So 2 thrilling semifinal finishes for these 2 programs to get to this game.
Yeah, they're looking to try and continue that momentum both of these teams are. Now that's a shot just going to ring off the side of the goal there as off the kickoff, 30 seconds into this match. It's a little bit of a back and forth here.
Yeah, that it is. I forgot to change the color to blue for UC San Diego. I'll fix that after this game is over, though. But I watched the clip back, though, from that Fullerton series with UC San Diego. Fullerton led 1-0 in Game 7 with 0 seconds on the clock. And UCSD tied it with 0 seconds left and won in overtime. And Fullerton had an absolute offensive disaster class in Game 7. They botched 3 open nets on 0 seconds and couldn't put anything away and lost.
I mean, both of these teams that we have here in the grand finals know what it's like to step up under the pressure and find a way to get the wins when the opportunity is given to you. As still, neither team has been able to open up the scoring quite yet. UC San Diego now looking to try and do that as they bring it back to offense.
This will be a new representative out of the Big West this season in the tournament. His last season, Long Beach State represented the Big West in the CCS championships. Now we'll have a new member Out of the Big West go dancing, as it might be CSU Northridge, it could be UC San Diego. Both these programs know what it takes to win big games. At number 1 seed Cal Poly, technically up for an at-large. We'll see if the committee will let them go to the tournament. But again, these conference tournaments have been, unforgiving. A lot of 1 seeds have been losing lately.
Yeah, we saw it early on in the Big 12 playoffs with WVU taking down UCF. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but a lot of the 1 seeds, it's not as easy going as one might hope, as that's a great save there from CSU Northridge, excuse me, and still able to keep this ball away. Finally able to clear it downfield. Looking to try and get some offense going now.
Yeah, 1 seed Michigan State and FIU lost last night. Wichita State just lost as a 1 seed, so 1 seeds are starting to drop like flies in the conference tournament here during Champ Week. But 2:20 to play in Game 1. Both teams still knotted at 0.
Neither team able to break open the scoring quite yet. I mean, CSU Northridge trying to march down the field to be the ones to do it, are not able to. Now JK in the corner, trying to clear it up. Again, they're just being stuck in their own half a little bit by UC San Diego. But the goal has not been able to come through for him quite yet. Now finally trying to get a little bit of an opening. Still, once again, taken away by UC San Diego. Great save there from JK. Now trying to push it upfield again. That's a great dunk there on the goal line. Shot not gonna come through. And JK is able to push it out to the side, but no big clear. Now finally able to get it.
I gotta ask you, Sleeper. I mean, this is a 5 seed against a 3 seed. Does that just go to show you how much depth there is in the Big West?
I mean, sometimes crazy things can happen, whether that's depth or consistency or just the one-off is left to be seen. If we have more great performances from them, then you could definitely say it'll be depth. But now Lava finally able to get a little bit of consistency for San Diego, able to finally break through the scoring and get the first one here in this series.
And the Tritons take the lead with 80 seconds left to go down the Matadors. Trying to level things up here in Game 1, and a quick save there towards the opposite corner. It's been 4 hours already on the broadcast, Sleeper. It's been a long night.
Yeah, I've just joined you for this one and the last one, so I haven't been here the entire time. That's a great redirect from Meow, set up by Spark Nova, and finally able to push one through. 1-1 goal or score line with 1:01 on the clock. And Epic Meow able to get a great shot.
First minute off the clock, and both teams now on the board in this Big West tournament title game. Is JK trying to set his team up for success, and he took over against Cal Poly, Sleeper. When Jonas and I called that game together, it was JK and Epic Meow that did a lot of the offensive damage for CSU Northridge. I'm not quite sure who to watch for UC San Diego, as that was an off-broadcasted game, but I know in terms of the Matadors here, they're looking for JK and Epic Meow to go big.
And just like you were saying, Nation, JK, he had to read that ball off of all the bounces that it took in the goal. I mean, off the crossbar, off the post. Had to try and get to it before Raven King could actually dunked it off his car as well. But that's a 2-goal lead now, or 2 goals for the side of CSU Northridge, a 1-goal lead heading into the last 30 seconds.
25 seconds to go on the clock here in Sleeper. I mean, looking at this series on paper, obviously, it's hard to really tell who it favors because these two programs have only met once in the league, and this is a 5 versus a 3 seed, so it's not like these are two of the top teams in the conference playing.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a wild card series, I would say, with either team trying to show out here is JK. He just secures a 3rd goal for CSU Northridge. Why not? I mean, just at least get a little bit of that cushion. 2 seconds on the clock, try and bump up that stat line.
Call it start. 3-1. Goes the Matadors. 2 seconds to go. Game 1 should come to a close here shortly. That it will. CSU Northridge 1-0.
Yeah, CSU Northridge. It took game number 1 a little bit of time to get started, but after those first couple minutes, then these teams really started to show out on the offense and defensive end. I mean, Raven King was doing all he could on the defensive side for UC San Diego, getting 4 saves. Just needs a little bit more support from his team on that defensive end, but both these teams are in a good position to move forward. I mean, no shortage of shots either from both sides.
Not at all. And against 9 out of UCSD, 10 for CSU Northridge. So both these programs having high shots early on in game 1.
We'll have to see which team would be able to control the midfield a lot more to lower the amount of shots from the other side, or if it'll just continue to be a shootout with the defensive thirds showing out and showing strong as Raven King tries bringing the UC San Diego onto offense here early in game number 2.
Now, since we've seen 5 minutes, like, what are you looking for specifically out of both teams moving forward in this series? We got to watch a interesting first 5 minutes, and we saw 2 goals in that last couple of frames and that last minute that led to the lead. But now, how do you attack if you're UC San Diego if you're losing game 1? And what is CSU Northridge doing good early on that's had UCSD kind of playing from behind here?
I mean, for both of these teams, it's being able to take control of the ball, as that's just a great redirect there from Epic Meow in the midfield, just beating out Green Cheese, sending it into the net. What a great shot from him. But CSU Northridge take the first goal here. Like I was saying, it's about taking control of the ball, because we saw early in game 1, it was a lot of back and forth, but once CSU Northridge started to get more of that ball control, ball possession, they really started to hammer down on that UCSD goal line.
4:06 to go. It's first minute off the clock. The Matadors lead by 1. Lava Blue off the left wall, and Lava Blue's, I think, the manager, but in a sub. I don't know if he's a starter. I think he might. I know for sure he's a manager. I don't know if he's actually on like the starting roster or not, but this could be a sub for UCSD.
Looking to try and find a way to win here in the conference finals with whatever roster you're able to throw. But when CSU Northridge continues to throw demo after demo at your back line, eventually JK is going to be able to slot a goal through, and he does there. 2-0 now for the side of CSU Northridge.
3:39 to go on the clock, and the Matadors lead out to 2 to double for CSU Northridge. May make that. No, it's off the bar and wide. And UC San Diego, the woes continue, Sleeper.
2 times off the crossbar there, the initial pop, and then Green Cheese is able to make up for it here. Great pass up from Raven King through the corner, and then Green Cheese finally able to avoid that crossbar. Lava Blue also in support in case it was touched out by any defenders from the Matadors.
3:23, and UC San Diego get a pivotal goal back here in game 2, Sleeper. Now got a way to respond, but now you got to go find a way to equalize after getting that first goal, and since a couple of minutes into game 1, and the offense might have found its rhythm now.
And that's a shot from Raven King. That's just a good, clean shot from him, not able to be saved away by the defense of the Matadors. You see, he's left the ball wide open. Spark Nova tried getting to it, but it just had a little bit too much momentum on it. He ended up a little bit behind the ball, and it managed to find its way through. Tying goal from him as well. Now 2-2 is the scoreline with just over 3 minutes to play.
3 minutes to go on the clock. A level game. We had a solid start for the Matadors, but now UC San Diego's woken up. They found a rhythm offensively. They're been able to hold off. They're on defense as well, and it looked stellar in the last minute 30 of game 2.
Yeah, but now Spark Nova trying to meet up with Epic Meow again. That's going to be pinched down for JK. The shot stopped by Lava Blue right near his car. Now Raven King trying to get a pass off of the backboard. Spark Nova not going to allow that to come through, though, as Lava Blue takes it back in control for UCSD. Now cleared out by Spark Nova, trying to get the Matadors back onto offense.
2:20 to go. Green Cheese down low. Couldn't force a 50 through. Rebound for Lava Blue sitting wide. And 2-minute warning approaching. And Sleeper, I mean, what a game so far. Again, game one was a little bit of a blowout, but UC San Diego kind of came back at the end, and now in game two, it's back to level again after another fast start from CSU Northridge.
Yeah, 2-2 scoreline, just over, no, under 2 minutes to play, excuse me. And now, I mean, UCSD, they've gotten a little bit more of an offensive footing here in game number two, albeit the Matadors still doing all they can to keep UCSD constricted into their own half. And the clears are few and far between here for the Tritons.
1:30. To go on the clock, infield option to Spark Nova. Couldn't force that one through. 90 seconds to go in game two. Rebound for Meow is no good. Okay, it's good. That looked close for a second. Almost got saved, but CSU Northridge, the Matadors, up one again.
Yeah, it's just the offensive breakdown of the side for UCSD. They had the boost stolen from them over and over again, and the boost totals got too low. And finally, CSU Northridge were able to get that final shot through. You were saying, Nation, somehow finding its way to bounce off of the post, off the crossbar, and into the net, almost saved away. Now, with a minute left on the clock, CSU Northridge find a way to take the lead here.
1 minute to go. Here in game number two, still a lead for the Matadors. As CSU Northridge could be 2 games away, Sleeper, if they can hold on tight here.
Now, they're not going to go down quietly. UCSD are. That shot's just wide. Green Cheese's follow-up saved by Epic Meow. Now clear down the other way. Gets a good dunk off of Raven King as well. Lava Blues there in support of his team. Spark Nova is not even going to let it get to that midfield line, though, pushing CSU Northridge back onto the offensive half. Good back and forth here from these teams, but the Matadors doing a good job of keeping this one constricted to that blue half, not allowing it to get past that midfield line and wasting a lot of time on the clock.
10 seconds so far left on the clock. Here's UC San Diego, needs something quick. Here's Sleep with the offense still in its own zone. There's a long, clears it good. No, the save is made. It'll let it drop. Northridge 2-0.
Northridge take a 2-0 lead here in the series, but I wouldn't count out UCSD quite yet. They've had some good looks here towards the net. It's just hasn't been falling their way quite yet. I mean, we see 10 shots again here from UCSD. They have no shortage of offensive prowess. They just need to find a way to be able to push it through the defense, and Northridge has been offering them.
Absolutely. I think if you're UCSD now, it's kind of similar situation with Wichita State, except the Tritons offense is producing slightly higher efficiency levels than Wichita State did. So, their offense can at least, hold its own. But now in this series, you have to still play defense, obviously number one priority, but, your offense has to be able to outscore, but that's a given in a series like this. But, it's hard to win some of these games. There's a start, 1-0.
Green Cheese. I mean, we wondered who would be the person to look out for on the side of UCSD. It seems to be Green Cheese here, as he's had a couple clutch goals now. Just opening it up here, takes it through the air and was able to get the dunk on that last defender to push it through. Only 6 seconds in UCSD. They have the opening goal. Now Raven King, a good 50, sends it towards the net. But Spark Nova will put it out to the side.
20 seconds so far into regulation, and things might have turned for UC San Diego here, and it's just about the game where you need a turn to happen, because you do not want to see an 0-3 deficit go your way into game 4. This is a must-win if you're the Tritons.
And they're playing like it. They have been on the offensive half here for a majority of the time since the opening kickoff. Now Raven King, yes, his shot will be saved away. Epic Meow trying to break out for CSU Northridge here, finally able to get it at least past that midfield line, but they don't have possession of the ball after that. Green Cheese able to pop it up. Raven King taking control, continuing the ball down the field. Spark Nova trying to get it up past that midfield line, not going to do so. That's a great infield pass play from UCSD, but turned away by CSU Northridge. JK getting the goal here for CSU Northridge. Great transition down the field, meeting up with Epic Meow, pass off the backboard, getting the finishing touches on that one.
Yeah, CSU Northridge has that 1-2 combo with JK and Epic Meow. I told you about it pre-game. Those are the players to watch. They do a lot of damage down low in the paint, and they are causing havoc tonight.
Yeah, although they haven't been able to break out of their own half too often, they were able to get that quick break out and get the tying goal at least. Now trying to keep UCSD on their own half here for a little bit. Green Cheese gets a good save there. Still stuck in their own half though. Being constricted there for the time being. Spark Nova through the corner, has Epic Meow in support. Now JK in the corner, beats one. Raven King trying to clear. Gonna bounce off the corner favorably. Center from Green Cheese, shot from Lava Blue, saved away. And we have some back and forth offenses here.
3:13 to go. JK almost a flip reset. Couldn't quite get that reset to go his way though, as Green Cheese starts the counter for the Tritons offense. That might be an own goal. Is it in? Is in. 2-1.
Unfortunate touch there from Epic Meow. I mean, we were holding our breath there. It almost managed to find its way off the post and out, but unfortunately it did not do so for CSU Northridge. And it's now a 2-1 lead back in favor of UCSD with 3:01 on the clock.
3 minutes. Back on the clock. The Tritons lead 1, but this lead has to hold, Sleeper. You can't drop this game if you're UC San Diego, else your season is, again, like we talked about earlier, likely over.
Now JK trying to center it here for CSU Northridge. Cleared out by San Diego, popped up for Green Cheese, trying to send it down. It's going to waterfall. Spark Nova's there to not let that one fall into the hands of any UCSD attacker. Now that one lobbed up. Epic Meow is able to cover up for it. Had a little boost to work with, but was able to get the save and pick up that 100 pad. Now CSU Northridge have to try and find a clear out. Another great save there from Epic Meow, living up to his name, getting these epic saves. Now sending it down to JK, trying to at least get some sort of passing lane to clear it up the field. But again, UCSD is not allowing that to happen.
2 minutes to go in game number 3 is UC San Diego looking for a third that they'll find.
Great play here from Lava Blue, not being selfish with it. He had a shot potential, but realized it would be easily saved away. Left it for the follow-up in Raven King, and he sent it to the left side of the net, back post, where nobody from CSU Northridge would be able to reach that ball.
Under 2 minutes now to go in game 3. The Matadors of CSU Northridge need 2 to level things back up here in game 3, but UC San Diego's had a heck of a start to game 3, and really they're finishing the job efficiently as well. This could be a fourth. No, it's going to be turned away. Rebound off the save for JK is wide. Now the Matadors trying to set up the offense here again.
JK off the backboard. Epic Meow is going to be there, still high on it. Now Lava Blue able to clear it down. Raven King in support, getting a dunk as well. Lava Blue able to get a challenge, get his hand up for that one to stop that from going deep into their own half. Now Spark Nova is able to push it there off the backboard. Raven King puts a stop to it. Great touch from him to keep that out of the hands of a shooter. Big clear down, and that just finds its way in.
You take those long clears. That's the second long clear of the game. It's resulted in a Triton goal in 65 seconds to lead out to 3.
Right off of the roof of Epic Meow as well. I think without him, that one wouldn't have the carry to go all the way to the net. Thankfully it did though for UCSD. They have a 3-goal lead with just under a minute to play. They have a comfortable lead here. They just gotta try and hang on to it and not allow this offensive masterclass from CSU Northridge to try and come to fruition.
This is series number 5 on the night, and up next, NAU takes on Idaho State in the Big Sky Final. Lava Blue makes it 5-1. It is pure domination.
This is a great changeup here from UCSD. They are taking offensive control here in game number 3, and they are looking poised to at least take a few more here in a row against CSU Northridge unless something big were to change out of the side of the Matadors.
Yeah, and UC San Diego having some fans get loud in the chat after this performance. There's a second, 33 seconds to go. The Matadors within 3.
Even if that isn't able to will the CSU Northridge players to of victory to try and get 3 more here in 33 seconds. That's at least a great momentum builder to take into the next game. Realize you still can score against the defense of UCSD. Now Epic Meow trying to set it up again. Ran out of boost in the tank, so now it's a big clear down. Raven King almost getting it right back. A couple dinks off of the crossbar there. Epic Meow able to clear it out. Only for the meantime, as there's now 15 seconds on the clock.
That's a gold Fennec too for Lava Blue there.
That one, time ticking down. It will hit the ground. Spark Nova almost getting a little cheeky redirect ahead of the last player there from UCSD, but the Triton's able to get one back here. Bring the series more within reach. 2-1 now. This is the scoreline in the series. They're looking poised to try and make this one a series on our hands.
And up next, Northern Arizona take on Idaho State to close the night at midnight Eastern kickoff, 9 Pacific local time. And it's a late game coming up next. Sleeper, thoughts on what we can expect to see later on?
I mean, there are 2 really good rosters. NAU has been a little bit of a staple the past couple seasons in CCS for their specific conference. They have been the top dogs to try and take down. And Idaho State will be the ones trying to do so in the conference finals there.
Yeah, Sac State unfortunately left the league, so that made NAU the top dog to have to beat. But back to action here. UC San Diego finally getting a much-needed victory in Game 3. Now Game 4, they can even the series at 2-all. If they win here, this game still feels like it's must-win because you don't want to trail 3-1. But if you can get the series at 2-all, anything can happen in a best-of-3.
Yeah. I mean, they got to be able to break out of their own half to begin with if they want to try and bring it back to 2-2. They're being stuck here. Lava Blue able to get a touch there just around Epic Meow, not allowing his shot to come through. Now JK's challenge will end up in the middle of the field for Spark Nova, as Raven King is able to continue UCSD onto the offensive half, but that ball control, CSU Northridge will try and clear this one out. Great challenge there. Green Cheese's shot, though, just wide of the net.
1 minute gone off the clock here in Game 4 is the Matadors trying to find a way to get back on the scoring sheets and be in the lead, as they haven't led since Game 2, where they had a big blowout victory. But now here in Game 4, the tides have started to turn. UC San Diego's turned up the Jets a little bit.
Yeah, they're stepping up to the challenge that is CSU Northridge. After his first 2 games, they were playing with a little bit more fervor, a little bit more possession game as well, able to keep the ball for themselves and bring it into the offensive half a lot more to have some more threatening chances on that goal line than we saw comparatively to the first 2 games. But neither team are able to break out here quite yet, and you got to think that based on the track record, this would favor CSU Northridge a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, again, UC San Diego's the higher seed, so technically, seeding-wise, they're the favorite, but CSU Northridge, I think, slightly looked the better part. But UC San Diego in the last 7 minutes have turned things up, so it's kind of hard to tell. I think it's kind of an even playing field now as both teams are warmed up, and I think CSU Northridge has kind of made advantages of the opportunities they were given in the first 10 minutes of this series, which led that 2-0 lead, but now things have gotten in the middle of the series, and both teams are ready to roll, and now UC San Diego's kind of back at that even playing field.
Yeah, there's a good offensive chance there from the hands of Green Cheese. Unfortunately, his pass just missed its mark ever so slightly. Now Spark Nova, a little bit of a counterattack here for CSU Northridge. JK's trying to set it up for Epic Meow. The shot's going to be on target, saved at the last possible minute by Lava Blue, though. Not letting that one cross the goal line fully. Now Epic Meow looking to set it up once again. It's on target, saved by Green Cheese this time. Quick transition from him, trying to get those wall dashes working. Is able to meet up with the ball, trying to send it center, but Spark Nova not going to let that fall into the hands of anyone from UCSD.
Almost under 2 minutes to go in regulation, still knotted at 0-0. Double attempt broken up. Epic Meow will keep this ball back in play in the meantime for the Matadors, as UC San Diego, they just danced in March Madness. They're one of the best mid-major teams in the country, and now the Rocket League team, a couple games away from dancing in their own right.
But first, they got to try and find a way to break open the scoring here. Epic Meow, his shot will go wayward to the net. Green Cheese able to put it out easily. Now here comes the offensive attack from CSU Northridge. Low boost totals from the side of UCSD, but they're able to break out of their own half. Centered again to Raven King. His shot, though, doesn't come through. Sends it to the floor instead. Now Spark Nova trying to clear it out. Lava Blue keeping it to that midfield line, but CSU Northridge not able to take advantage of it.
1 minute remaining in regulation. Green Cheese launching high. Epic Meow cover that one base wide left here. Sleeper. And as this series has gone on, it really feels like UCSD has kind of played like the better team. That shot just broken away by Epic Meow. Another big save, keeping the Matadors unscathed again. 30 to play. We're still level. Double whip rebound for Green Cheese is good.
And if you didn't get that one through, you would be holding your head in your hands after the double whiff there from the side of UCSD. And then finally, Green Cheese, the savior for this San Diego squad, able to get the goal through. 31 seconds on the clock. They are able to get the opening goal in game number 4. Looking to get a second quickly again as well, and Raven King does. That's 2 back-to-back here for UCSD.
23 seconds in the Tritons equalize at 2-0. About to equalize though in the series at 2-all. What a run.
23 seconds on the clock. 23 seconds away from taking game number 4, evening up the series score, like you said, Nation. And see, I mean, UCSD have all of the momentum on their side. They took the last game 5-2, and then they are going to win this one 2-0, barring a miracle goal here in the last couple seconds from CSU Northridge. But that one will reach 0 seconds. Trying to get one last offensive march in the air here, to try and at least get 1 goal on the scoreboard to make it appear closer, but UCSD will not allow that to happen. Their defense has really come alive here in the past couple games.
2-all. Now in the best of 7, both teams a best of 3 away from the first ever CCS championship appearance.
Yeah, whoever takes the next game will go up to match point here with 2 chances to try and close it out. And I mean, if we do end up with game 7, I would say that there's no better fitting end to this championship grand finals or championship or conference finals, I should say, in this conference, because like we were talking about pregame, UCSD and CSU Northridge both won their previous round semifinal match in game 7 overtime. So if we see that, that would be the perfect parity for this conference, but we'll have to see if we even get there, as UCSD want to try and continue to ride this momentum and close it out as early as possible.
Well, we're guaranteed a chance at game 7, because no matter what, we have to go play game 6, so there's always going to be at least a chance no matter the outcome of this result here, but 2-all, and we're guaranteed at least a 6-game set for the first time tonight.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of change of pace. These two a lot more tightly matched than from what we've seen earlier on in the night. Is once again, I mean, we just see UCSD get off to an early start here. That's a quick transition from CSU Northridge, trying to get one here early for themselves, but that one attack will just fall away.
Green Cheese, weak shot there. Epic Meow off the save and wide towards the right. Meow again, back down low. Lapa Blue broken up by JK, and we need JK and Epic Meow for CSU Northridge to go big to give the Matadors some life again.
Spark Nova able to clear that one up to the hands of Raven King, who just opts to let it go into the paws of Epic Meow. Not able to come away with anything on the offensive attack. Green Cheese, he has been lights out on the offense here for UCSD. Quick down the other side, off the backboard, getting the double touch all the way through, just around JK as well, to not allow him to make the save. 1-0 here for UCSD.
And it is a 3-0 Triton run, Sleeper. And again, it just continues to deal so much damage to CSU Northridge. Another casual whiff there in front of the box in an open break. And now CSU Northridge got to retreat to defense, and the Triton offense can set the shot back up here in the red territory.
Yeah, it's high into the hands of Green Cheese. Who better to have it? Now leaves it down for Raven King. His shot will be saved away by JK. Now Epic Meow looking to try and rattle into some offense here for CSU Northridge. Spark Nova's going to drag it through the corner. Raven King not going to allow it to go through. Now getting a clear up to that midfield line. JK not even allowing it to get there. In the corner, a little bit of an awkward situation here for the offense of CSU Northridge. Trying to get it around the defense. They have not been able to do so for the last 5-7 minutes of gameplay.
3:20 to go here in game number 5, and the winner will be on match point, Sleeper. So a big advantage going into game 6 with the win here in game 5, but still 3 minutes and some change to play in a very pivotal game here in the best of 7.
Epic Meow trying to at least tie it up here. With 3 minutes on the clock, his attack will go into the hands of UCSD. Now Lava Blue, good challenge there. Picks up the boost and control the ball. Trying to hunt for a bump or demo as well. Doesn't come to fruition. Now Green Cheese around 1 has the final shot. It slots in the top right corner. Green Cheese has a pair, and that's 2-0 now for UCSD.
The Tritons just have woken up, Sleeper. Since the start of game 3, they've been dominant. None of the games have been close, and this is another casual performance here for the Tritons. Now 2-0 in the lead, 2.5 away from a 3-2 lead in this best of 7.
Now CSU Northridge need a big change here if they want to try and bring this one back. Their offense has not been able to work around UCSD in that back half, and the defense as well is just being consistently broken down by San Diego's attack. As now Raven King sends it right back up. They need to take more control. CSU Northridge do have the ball in that middle third of the pitch and even in the offensive half a little bit. But they have not been able to do so. Now that shot able to be on target. Spark Nova, he at least gets one back here. Still 2 minutes on the clock.
0-7, there's a start to the comeback and finally kind of break that 4-0 run. And just over 2 minutes to play, and the Matadors back on the board.
Yeah, only down by 1 still, despite the overwhelming pressure that UCSD have thrown their way. Now JK cutting that clear off, looking for the double top right corner. Just like that, Nation, CSU Northridge is back. They tie up this game.
JK has got this offense reinvigorated. 1:57 to go, and got to continue to keep this offense alive and well in the blue zone.
Plenty of time on the clock. Now it's up to either team to really take control here of this game. Try and close out the series. Great save there from Raven King, keeping this one even now. But still, CSU Northridge on the attack. Raven King in the corner trying to clear it out. Epic Meow there to meet him. Now it's going to be cleared out by Green Cheese. Spark Nova gets a touch in the corner. Going to be popped up. Spark Nova able to clear it down over to Epic Meow. JK is going to get involved, looking for a shot on target, possibly a bump, but Green Cheese, it's another great save.
1:20. Going the clock here in game 5. Lava Blue fires and scores 3-2.
I mean, that was a quick developing transition play. Lava Blue down to Raven King. Great challenge from him. Right back onto the roof of Lava Blue. JK, very little time to try and react, and by the time he did, it was a little too late. Goal already coming through. UCSD back on top.
1:12 to play for CSU Northridge to level things up. That shot just going to be wide. Raven King will hold that one off for now. And Sleeper now under a minute to go. What's got to change down the stretch if you're the Matadors?
You got to try and have that overwhelming pressure on the offensive half, trying to break down this back line of UCSD. Had a good couple chances there, but you can't fully send the houses. That leaves your back line open for big clears down like that. No goal coming through here from UCSD on that attack, though. Now back in their own half. Raven King, a great touch there. Forcing CSU Northridge back into their own half, wasting a lot more time off that clock.
27 seconds to go. Epic Meow bumped off by Nova. Gets some help from JK. A double is good.
Spark Nova waiting in that bottom left corner. Met up with JK. His flip actually brought him over there. And JK saw where he ended up and was like, don't worry, I'll bring it right into your hands. He did just that, pinching it off of that backboard right into Spark Nova's car, and he was able to send it through.
Just wide as well. 14 to go, and a quick look off the kickoff for JK to send this game into a lead without overtime. And now the last 10 seconds will tick off, and what should ensue is overtime here.
I mean, there's still time on the clock. Now Lava Blue doesn't want overtime, but it rings off of the post. And we will indeed get overtime here in game number 5 with match point on the line.
I like that look at the end of regulation. I thought that was going to be gold, but we play on to OT, Sleeper. I believe this is the first overtime of the night.
I believe so. At least for when I've been here, this might be the first overtime. There definitely wasn't any in that Wichita UNT game, although those ones were some pretty close games. There hasn't been one yet in this series, so
And
see how long this overtime lasts.
Not very long. 31 seconds. The Matadors on match point.
Just as I say it, the defense from UCSD, accidental double commit there. Green Cheese not able to meet up with the ball. Bottom right corner for Spark Nova. He brings CSU Northridge onto match point here. 3-2 the series.
One last game it could be for the San Diego Tritons season, Sleeper. And now you have to win to get this to game 7 to keep your season alive. CSU Northridge, one win away from a tournament appearance.
Yeah, well, both of these teams want to go dancing for the first time in program history. CSU Northridge, just one last game to try and do it as we head on to Neo Tokyo, where we've seen many storylines live and other storylines go to die, as UCSD will try and bring this to Champions Field.
This map made national media in Omaha, Nebraska. Channel 8 ABC News had shown a clip from the Nebraska-Purdue reverse sweep series on this map on live television in Omaha. So it's got some storylines in CCS and Neo Tokyo.
UCSD starting off strong here on the offensive footing as well, but the defense from CSU Northridge has really stepped up here, at least in this past couple minutes of game number 5. And then as well as here in the first 30 seconds of game number 6.
4:30 to go. Back pass to JK goes high. Now one-on-one in isolation. Finds a flip reset. Has no help down low. Nova fires. Will be just high. Rebound taken away. Lava Blue off the save, with the pressure still remains on for the Matadors.
Great clear up there from Raven King, finding the hands of Lava Blue as well. He's going to drop it down. Has Green Cheese to work with. Epic Meow able to get a touch around him, though. Now bringing it transition into offense of his own. Lava Blue. That one was just bouncing towards the net slowly, keeping that one away. Raven King not letting that one go through to the net as well. Now gets a 50 with Epic Meow. Had no boost in the tank, so just had to try and play for it. Low boost totals here from the side of UCSD. Now able to finally collect a little bit. Raven King just has to wait for Spark Nova. Now Green Cheese keeping it in that midfield line as CSU Northridge try and march into the offensive half.
Minute 30 off the clock so far. Lava Blue back to midfield, has no help as Raven King sends it back to JK. Now Nova will chase this one forward, and Sleeper, this could be the season for UC San Diego. Everything is on the line. They got to lock in here.
Yeah, they're trying to do just that. JK sending it off the backboard high. Raven King is there to meet it. Now Green Cheese can't get the challenge in the corner there. Epic Meow, it's going to be up for JK now through the corner once more. Accidentally centered to Epic Meow from Raven King. It will go wide of the net. The defense here from UCSD just barely holding on. Now playing awkwardly against each other a little bit here, but Raven King still able to push it into that red half.
Meow broken up by Lava Blue. Halftime approaching in game 6, and this is the longest series we've had tonight, Sleeper. We have not gone beyond to game 5 yet. Well, this is our 5th series tonight, and no series has gone beyond game 5.
I mean, along with that as well, having overtime in the last game, definitely a lengthy series here on the night. Now Green Cheese is going to try and will UCSD to at least force game number 7 to make this series even longer, but to try and get the victory here. And he will connect with Lava Blue to get the opening goal.
And Green Cheese finds the assist, gets the open hole to open, and Lava Blue on the finish. 1-0 goes to Tritons.
2:07 on the clock. They have the lead, trying to force game 7 here, but you can never count out CSU Northridge. We saw it in the last game. They were down by 2, and then they got two quick goals to force the tie in the game. And now they are trying to get it back here, but have not been able to connect on the offensive half like they want to so far.
100 seconds. And CSU Northridge trailing here in game 6 and about to go to a game 7 if this score will hold on. Green Cheese fires upper corner, no good. Big save for Nova, keeps this game alive for the meantime. Rebound, no good as well. JK will fend that one off, and Sleeper. Northridge doing a heck of a job defensively, but the offense has to wake up.
Yeah, they're trying to get the transition play down here, but Lava Blue not going to let that go through. And now Epic Meow able to cut off the pass over to Raven King, bringing CSU back into the offensive half. Couple bumps and demos as well. Opens up the goal. Spark Nova, he's not going to miss that one. Tie game.
1:08 to go. And Sleeper, we've had some pretty crazy moments together in game 6 in the booth. Remember the Aviator goal in game 6 against Iowa State that kept Texas alive?
Oh, we've had some crazy times here in game 6. Looking for another one here tonight in the conference finals here for these two. UCSD had another shot opportunity be saved away, this time from Green Cheese. Saved once again, trying to set it up one more time. Spark Nova to clear it down. Raven King keeping it into that midline. Shot comes through from Epic Meow. It will be saved by Lava Blue. Now time ticking down. We may have one more overtime here in the last 30 seconds now.
Dakota Collegiate RL, thank you for the raid and 20. And for just now joining us, this is the Big West Tournament Final. The winner moves on to the CCS Season 5 Championships presented by the Collegiate Conference Series. And we've had crowning 23 conference champions this week, sending 23 automatic teams to the CCS Championships, and 41 at-large selections revealed live on the selection show next Thursday, April 10th. But back to action here, 10 to play, and a chance for UCSD is good.
I wonder what was happening with Epic Meow there. He probably a little bit tilted off of the 2 back-to-back demos, taking an extra second to get his car moving, and that was all the time needed for UCSD to score, opening up the lead back with 6 seconds on the clock. CSU Northridge need one here if they want to try and end it in 6, but it seems like UCSD, they have indeed forced game number 7.
That was a DC. He DC'd in the corner there, but it's on to game 7, Sleeper. One final game to decide a winner.
Yeah, I mean, such an unfortunate timing there for that DC as well. But they still, at least they took game number 5 to at least force themselves on match point first. And now it all comes down to this last and final game number 7 to determine the Big West Conference champion.
And it's so fitting that this series goes to game 7 as well, because both semifinal games also went to game 7 overtime, so now we just need OT.
That would be a great bit of parity here for this playoffs to end the grand finals of the conference with a game 7 overtime. CSU Northridge wanting to score first here on the attack right off of the kickoff. Great bit of defense here right off the bat, though, from UCSD. Looking to transition now. Green Cheese is going to opt to go through the corner, but the defense from CSU Northridge able to recover.
4:39 to play in game number 7 in Champions Field, where champions are crowned, Sleeper. One team will punch their ticket to the CCS Season 5 Championships with a win here, and you have to be ready to roll on Champions Field, and Lava Blue finds goal 1.
We've seen this time and time again. UCSD in the past few games, it seems like they've been able to get the opening goal. A little bit of a bump there as well from JK to put some extra pace behind that shot into the top right. But it's about holding on to the lead now for UCSD as they've gotten the opening goals. But every time CSU Northridge have been able to try and find a way to fight back into the game. So it's about trying to lock it down into that offensive half now.
And again, it's about to be heartbreak for one team here, Sleeper. And you come a long way this season. You get to the tournament final, a game, literally 1 5-minute game away from punching a ticket to the championships, and then your season could end just like that.
Especially for both of these teams being upsets to who they faced earlier on in the bracket. I mean, the 5 seed in CSU Northridge versus UCSD, who's the 3 seed going into this tournament bracket for the conference playoffs. Both of them trying to create storylines for themselves, making it to the CCS championship bracket for the first time in program history for both of these teams. And UCSD trying to be the ones to do it for their school.
3:20 to go on the clock here in CSU Northridge. Again, was a 5 seed. They've upset now 2 teams in this tournament to get to this point. They beat 4 seed Long Beach State. That's a 5 seed, and they knocked off number 1 Cal Poly in Game 7 overtime. Now they're playing 3-seeded UC San Diego, who beat 2 seed Fullerton last week in Game 7 overtime. So it's been quite the bracket for the Big West.
Yeah, at the very end, we want to see overtime, but neither of these teams want that to happen again. With everything on the line here, they just want to end it in regulation as much as possible. Now Green Cheese trying to at least give a cushion goal here to UCSD. That's popped over to Raven King. Looking to use the backboard to work with. JK is going to shut it down, though. Big clear out to the other side. Green Cheese now back up to that midfield line. Spark Nova trying to get a little bit of control for CSU Northridge, but a little bit of a team bump there. Opens up some space for Raven King, but his shot will be saved away by Epic Meow.
2:20 to go. Meow towards the corner, and these last 2 minutes got to be perfect. If you're CSU Northridge, a drop down, no good on the effort. Green Cheese rebound turned wide by JK. Lava Blue keeping the ball and play with no one home for the Tritons to strike, and 2 minutes to go in Game 7. The Tritons lead 1.
Yeah, CSU Northridge still being constricted to their own half. Spark Nova, a great save coming out from him there. They need to try and find a way to break out here as JK finally gets a little bit of a lane to try and push CSU Northridge onto offense. It's lobbed up center. Lava Blue and Raven King meeting up to get a little bit of a teen pinch downfield. Shot going to be from Green Cheese. Able to be saved away again by Spark Nova. Now JK is going to shoot it on target. Easy save pickup there for Lava Blue. But now CSU Northridge is looking to compound on the offensive half here.
1:25 to go, entering the last minute here shortly. Raven King trying, as that's a save for Spark Nova. Just north of a minute, fires from Lava Blue, no good. Epic Meow keeps that ball out of play, and 70 seconds left. And the Tritons can start to feel it.
CSU Northridge doing a great job on the defensive end to keep this within 1, but they need to try and translate that into some offense as well. Every shot, every opportunity they've had has gone wayside of the net, whether it be saved or just off target. UCSD has done a great job as well of stepping up on the defensive end. And that's another chance that's going to go to the wayside for CSU Northridge.
40 seconds. Defense running out of time here for CSU Northridge. They got to go into transition offense here shortly, Sleeper. Else this could be disaster for the Matadors. 30 seconds to go. Time running down.
Now JK is going to try and collect it. Gets 50 by Lava Blue. Stuck in their own corner. Raven King going to try and bring it through. Spark Nova. Good challenge from him. Still stuck in their own corner. Bump from Epic Meow opens up some space. Lava Blue shuts it down immediately, though. Now JK trying to get it out. That's a double demo there. Green Cheese pushes it out to the corner. Lava Blue, the respawn, able to push it back into that red half. It's an open net almost. Now Spark Nova, a good stop. That one's going to hit the ground. Epic Meow keeps it up, though. Now looking, having to try and go the whole length of the field. Gets it around 2. It's in the net. 0 seconds. Nation. It's perfect. We have overtime here on Game 7.
And he gets the second chance opportunity to go after the demo play went south. We got overtime in Game 7.
Just 2 opportunities for CSU Northridge. They were able to finally convert on one of them overtime. We couldn't have been in a better spot here for this conference playoffs for the Big West specifically based on how it's been going. We had the last 2 semifinal games with both of these teams ending in Game 7 overtime. And we have Game 7 overtime here in the grand finals as well. Now CSU Northridge gets a little bit of advantage trying to take it down here early on, but able to be cleared up by UCSD.
1 goal away from a dance, Sleeper. One team's got to leave that never made the tournament club. And again, 1 goal away can get the job done. And both these 2 teams, no stranger to overtime. They overcame it in Game 7 last round, trying to overcome it one more time tonight.
Now, one mistake could be the difference between going dancing or going home. Neither team wants that to be them, as now Epic Meow is able to bring it back onto the offensive end. JK, he's just sending that one towards the net. It finds its way through CSU Northridge after they had so much time taken away from them in regulation. They managed to get the goal with 0 seconds on the clock, and then they end it with 1 minute and 4 seconds in overtime.
And the Northridge Matadors are 2025 CCS Spring Big West Tournament champions. They're dancing for the first time.
Great comeback stuff from them. They were able to hold on when the cards seemed all but brushed off of the table. They push them back on there, and they bring out a full house to send them dancing in the CCS National Championship bracket.
What a series. You see San Diego, I mean, again, I don't know if he can shock their season or not, because, again, they could get an at-large still, but we'll have to wait and see what the committee believes of the San Diego Triton season. But what a season nonetheless, and what a game to close that tournament off.
Yeah, we've had cinema in the Big West tournament here. Unfortunately, though, there only one winner can be crowned, and that was CSU Northridge. Props to them. I mean, they took the first 2 games here in this series. Then you see San Diego rattled off 2 of their own, and then CSU Northridge came back from that and put themselves on match point first. You see San Diego, they tried to bring it home. Again, they scored first in every single game in that last half of the series, but unfortunately could not hold on and close it out. And CSU Northridge, once again, the winners of this conference tournament.
We'll see the Northridge Matadors, the CCS Championship Sleeper, and what a series. That was peak cinema. We're going to head to a break. We get back. Number 1, Northern Arizona takes on number 2, Idaho State in the Big Sky Tournament final game. We'll see you guys after the break. So long for the Big West Tournament.